Fans, take a deep breath, because there's an earthquake in Santa Clara today. Behind-the-scenes movement, a decision that shakes up the trenches, a straight-to-the-point response from a certain No. 113 to the critics, and an injustice that's going to light up your timeline. There are hints, there's smoke, and there's fire, and there's fire. I'm going to show you how each piece reshapes the 2025 board, who gains ground, who needs to react, and why the next snap could redefine the season. So are you ready to challenge a few certainties? You won't believe what we've got today. So take a seat, smash that like, and let's dive straight into the news. If I told you the fix for half of our worries might be hiding in a quiet workout in Santa Clara, would you believe me? After weeks scanning the market, the 49ers zeroed in on a veteran who checks the exact box we've been begging for since January. Plug-and-play experience to protect the blind side and shut down edge speed. And here's the spicy part. We're not the only ones watching. An NFC East team just put him through a workout yesterday, and a contender in the AFC opened the doors for a closer look right after a major injury reshaped their line. The name? Cameron Fleming. At 32, he's the prototypical swing tackle, with 118 games and 62 starts for the Patriots, Cowboys, Giants, and Broncos. Not a projection, readiness. Back in 2022, he started 15 games for Denver, showed versatility, and more importantly, the poise of a guy who's seen every pass rush trick in the book. In late July, he worked out in Santa Clara alongside younger options, a session that hit the transaction wire and reignited the internal debate. Strike now or monitor the price while the market churns? The math is simple. A short, low-risk deal with snap and win incentives fits the moment. But there's politics on this board. Teams desperate for protection called Fleming in for more looks. And when a rival reshuffles its line after losing its starting left tackle, the whole ecosystem tilts. For us, it means evaluating the real health of our reserves, measuring how much the young guys have improved with anchor and timing, and deciding whether it's time to trade a little patience for a lot of security. What's the on-field impact in 2025? Better protection for Brock Purdy on obvious passing downs, steadier run fits in the outside zone, and more freedom for Kyle Shanahan to dial up deeper concepts without living in the quick game by necessity. Trent Williams is a monster, but he's human, and the right side rotation still needs ballast. A trustworthy swing tackle reduces the collapse risk when the season shoves you into Plan B. It's not glamorous, it's storm insurance. The fan base is split, half yelling sign him now, half warning about cost and mileage. My verdict? If the price doesn't mess with October flexibility, do it. O-line depth is life insurance in a league with no mercy, and that wasn't even the day's most surprising plot twist. There's also the timing factor. The closer we get to week 1, the greater the chance of a flash auction if someone suffers a practice injury. If Los Angeles or Washington accelerates, the price climbs. If the market cools, the bargain appears. That means the front office needs a clear-eyed read, daily snapshots of roster health, cut-ups of reserves against speed to power and bull rush, and a short yardage contingency if the edge gets leaky. Remember, last year taught us the hard way that it only takes 2 injuries to flip a season. Now think playoffs. 1 snap in January can send the bill for a decision you made in August. That's why this call carries real weight today. And while we're still processing that, here comes a gut punch that redraws the protection map. Andre Dillard hit injured reserve, and the swing tackle plan just got rewritten mid-camp. Not just any name, a 2019 first-rounder with prototype size and clean pass sets when healthy. The pain isn't simply losing an option, it's losing the tactical elasticity the staff envisioned to cover absences on the edge. Quick context. Dillard logged time with the Eagles, Titans, and Packers, enough snaps to be viewed as a trustworthy bridge when the storm hits. He came to San Francisco to be the safety valve, started training camp on the PUP list after ankle surgery, and had just been cleared to practice this week. IR cuts the parachute cord and leaves one question pounding. Was it a setback, a caution move, or a cold calculation that the roster can pivot without compromising protection? Fan reaction? A mix of frustration and pragmatism. Some point out that injuries stack up, and leaning on a recently signed vet is risky. Others see IR as a chance to accelerate internal growth. And by the way, free up space for a surgical move. Ring any bells from that recent workout name. Here's where the plot lines intersect, a potential signing that could reset the tackle room hierarchy. If Plan A fell through, Plan B needs to be robust yesterday, and every practice without a trusted swing ramps up pressure on the front office. Short term, the call sheet changes. Without a defined swing, the importance of chip help with Kittle, RB double teams, and 6 linemen looks on pure pressure downs rises. The run game, Shanahan's DNA must keep blocking angles pristine and outside zone, so defenses can't unleash pass rush without fear. When protection threatens to crack, Plan B becomes timing. Faster play action, bootlegs to move the platform, and calls that punish blitz with surgical precision. Flawless communication on line calls and handoffs becomes survival gear. There's more. Two moves on the defensive line open space for new pieces, with Michael Dwumfor waived, and William Bradley King and Damoni Harris coming in. Feels off topic, but it isn't. A fresher D-line makes practices more physical, and more physical practices harden the O-line that now has to respond without a safety net. It's an ecosystem. When one piece falls, others have to raise the intensity, and you feel it in Tuesday contact and Thursday install. Season strategy? The 2024 Lesson 611 and plenty of patches etched this in stone. Depth isn't a luxury, it's a requirement. Dillard to IR flips on the yellow warning light in the front office. Either the answer comes from within with accelerated development, or you hit the market with a rational check and zero romance. The clock's ticking, and every day without a reliable edge anchor is another sleepless night for the folks protecting our QB. And this wasn't even the day's biggest call-out. Hold that thought, because the locker room leader has a message. Some messages land like a slap to the critics, and Brock Purdy just delivered his with that grin that says he's done answering the same question. You know the narrative. System quarterback. Only works because of elite weapons. Can't carry the piano by himself. He's heard all of it, and he doesn't care. As he told Richard Sherman, the only judgment that matters comes from inside the building in Santa Clara, from the people in the huddle and on the grind with him. Here's the strategic parenthesis. When Kyle Shanahan told CEO Jed York, back when Trey Lance was set to take the reins, that he believed Purdy was the franchise's future, it wasn't a guess. It was tape, character, and decision-making under fire. The result? A rookie run at 7-1 between regular season and playoffs, the single-season franchise passing record in year 2, and a Super Bowl trip decided in overtime. Yes, last year was rough. 3,864 passing yards, 20 TDs, and still a better passer rating than Mahomes, without Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, and Trent Williams for long stretches. Let's be real. Any QB feels it when you lose your RB1, WR1, and Hall of Fame level LT in the same year. The not pure talent critique crumbles when you look past the raw numbers. Purdy posted his best rushing season, 323 yards and 5 rushing TDs, and kept the aggression even behind a patched-up line. That changes the offensive chessboard, forcing defenses to respect bootlegs, scrambles, and rollout improvisation, critical pieces in a Shanahan system. It's the kind of threat that expands the playbook without reinventing the wheel. The fan base? Some love the bulletproof posture, others want more fire in the clapback. But Purdy doesn't play for likes, he plays for the scoreboard. The chip on the shoulder of Mr. Irrelevant doesn't disappear just because he signed a 5-year, $265 million deal. That, my friends, is fuel. Fuel he plans to burn every snap in 2025 with the Lombardi in his sights. Inside the locker room, that calm is gold. When your QB won't dance with outside narratives, the internal energy stays sealed. WRs, RBs, OL, and the defense feel the focus is on the next practice, not the next headline. That's how you build January resilience. Ignore the noise, fine-tune the sync. If there's a takeaway, it's this. Purdy's ready to lead an entire offense, fully stocked or not, and lean on improvisation when necessary. When he says he'll prove himself every year, that's not a slogan, it's a plan. And if you think that confidence is overblown, wait until you hear how the NFL just disrespected one of his primary weapons. If the NFL Top 100 exists for anything beyond fueling barstool debates, it's doing that job today. George Kittle, the emotional and technical engine of this offense, landed at number 31. 31! We're talking about a tight end who, even in a season when the team limped, logged his 4th 1,000-yard year, moved into 3rd on the 49ers' all-time receiving list, trailing only Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens, and posted his best PFF grade since 2019. It's not just stats, it's context. He did that in a year when defenses knew he was the pressure valve with CMC and Ayuk missing time, and he still dominated. Players voted on the list and dropped Kittle 17 spots from last year. What was the criterion? Certainly not performance. Most likely, San Francisco's down year infected the perception, a lazy way to judge a player. Strategically, Kittle isn't just an elite pass catcher, he's an extension of the offensive line. His ability to block in space, seal the edge, and open lanes in outside zone is baked into Shanahan's DNA. Without Kittle humming, Purdy loses pocket time, the run game loses efficiency, and defenses attack more aggressively. Underestimate Kittle's value, and you misunderstand half of how this offense functions. Fans snapped back instantly. Plenty are already on X and Reddit saying top 20 at minimum. I wouldn't be surprised if that chorus echoes into the locker room. Players aren't immune to lists, and injustices like this often become fuel, especially for someone as competitive as him. If you think the slide doesn't matter, check the history. Kittle keeps receipts and answers on the field. In 2025, he can climb even higher in the franchise record books and rewrite the national conversation about who the league's best tight end is. A statement season now could be the missing piece to shut down any biased ranking. So when the ball flies in September, watch the early crossers, the second-level seals, and the touchdowns that make the end zone shake. Kittle heard the message, and he'll answer in the only place that matters, between the lines. Breathe, Niner faithful. The board shifted today. Interest in Cameron Fleming shows the front office is serious about protecting Purdy now. Dillard to IR accelerates decisions and exposes the urgency and depth. Our QB, immune to the noise, doubled down on leadership. And George Kittle, underestimated at number 31, just got fresh fuel to torch September. Here's the question. Push aggressive in the market now, or bet on internal growth and save ammo for the trade deadline. Drop your take in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, ring the bell, and share this with a fellow Niners fan. Sunday starts today. Let's go.